What if the real reason you're stuck isn't time, isn't money, isn't motivation, but something you didn't even realize was missing? Welcome, everyone. We are talking about what are those questions that mompreneurs have out there, and what do you feel like you're struggling with the most? For me, that biggest struggle was really holding on to the fact that I felt like I had to do this all by myself, and I really felt that when I wanted to make this change of being more and not doing more, being more, and trying to get my message out there and do this. And the people around me, all the mom friends that I had made and stuff, weren't in that same space. And that's okay because they weren't there. The question then was, now what? That I felt so alone in this idea and this possibility of what could be, that I went in, and for me it was creating this community of the Mama Genius Hub, because I felt that aloneness in what it was, and realizing, and the pressure just kept mounting on my shoulders that I have to this alone. And honestly, even in a lot of our circles and things that we do, a lot of them are like, we'll pause and say, Michelle, you've already created this. You don't have to do it alone anymore. Not I have to get the reminder. I know Patrice has done that. Melanie has done that for me as well, because it's so ingrained in this feeling as a mom that you're supposed to know how to do all these things, and not only just know how to do them, but do them perfectly, and making sure that your kids are dressed the best, have the best costumes, have the best everything, right? And that pressure is so surmounting that we put these ideas in our head. Yet when we start to talk to other moms who are doing the things that we're doing and feeling that way, we realize that, wait a minute, we're more similar than we are different, and that we showing up is really what we need to do, not necessarily showing up perfectly, right? The more that we're just showing up for our kids, showing up for each other, showing up for our businesses, showing up for our messaging, whatever that looks like, and then we get the support to be able to do it. So that's where I am on that question. I don't know if Melanie or Patrice want to address.
I can chime in. I know when I was building my business many years ago, and I actually had a contract, and so I would end up like working. It was so important to me. We got to get this business going up, and I would end up sacrificing my time with my family for working. And even at the point, like I wanted to give my son the option if he wanted to homeschool, as to because uh, the regular schooling system, that we had some issues there, and he says, but mom, you're always working. You're always working. And it was like, okay, that's a bit of a wake up call. And I was willing. I would have, made the changes and sacrifices. And it's to learning that no, you can, be working with intent, focus, if you're clear on your priorities and your goals. And it's things like that is offered in the hub, of ways that you can have a happy and fulfilling family life and run your business too. So it's that beautiful place where you can find the support, and it worked out fine. My son made it through the schooling system, and my business was a success, and I ended up selling that business afterwards. And then I finally took on the attitude of, I'm going to get done what I get done. I'm going to get what I get, and I'm going to be okay with that.
Yeah, I love that. For me, so the question is, what do mompreneurs struggle with the most? And for me, um, it also goes back to that doing it alone. But really, what I've struggled with is being successful at certain things in my life, and sort of when I try something new as an entrepreneur, when I'm trying something new as an entrepreneur, to be very being very conscious of my where I'm incompetent. So I don't know if you've heard of the 4 steps of, right. So I know not everybody has, but there's conscious incompetence. Sorry, unconscious incompetence, where you don't even know what you're not competent at, right? Then there's conscious incompetence, and I think that for me, that's the second step. The conscious incompetence is knowing the things that I need to know or do as an entrepreneur and not having the skills, and then knowing that I don't have them. So it's the frustration. And so what's been really helpful for me in the hub is to have the support of people, not only to find the resources and the skills that I need, but to really help me to not be so hard on myself, right? I think we can be really hard on ourselves, where I'm not good enough, all the areas where I'm not good enough. So that's been really helpful. And then to move from the conscious incompetence into, to feel the conscious competence as I'm moving, and the small little wins, and really leaning into that and getting used to going, okay, well, this I am good at, or this I am good at, and sort of starting to shift that perspective so that I can get to the point where I'm just unconsciously competent at everything that I do. Yeah, but it's the resources and the skills and the support.
Well, I love that so much, and really just for me, it just does come down to find that community that fits you. And so for mom out there in whatever area you're looking for, even if this isn't the right community for, I said my one full suggestion from all of this is really look for the community that is serving you, whether that's Hub, whether that's another community, but to really be on the search for that right fit, because it really is, as women, we were meant to be gatherers. We were meant to do these ideas, these big ideas that we have in our heads that weigh heavy on our shoulders. We weren't meant to hold that alone. We were meant to hold that in a group space. And so whether it's a hub or a different group, my one thing from this is really to release that burden, that idea, because we do have these soul creations inside of us that will change the world, that will make a difference if we find the right community to help us support. We were never meant to carry this alone. So stop trying to find your people, whether it's here or somewhere else. Just don't wait.